Real estate agents and team members, listen up. This interview is going to blow your mind. If you are serious about building wealth and building a lifestyle that you desire, then you're going to love this interview with Jeff and Amanda Whitespeare. They are on track to sell over 300 homes this year in Houston, Texas. They are 5-time icon agents with eXp Realty. They're going to explain the significance of what that means. And they're going to share with you what they're doing with their business right now to generate leads and close more sales to help you sell more real estate. So get ready, take a lot of notes, and enjoy the interview.
So the last 12 months, they sold 272 homes, about $76 million in production. They have almost 800 agents in their rev share group, 100 FLAs. They've got an expansion team in San Antonio, Austin, Dallas, and Corpus. They have over 100,000 shares of EXPI stock. Absolutely amazing. They just bought their dream home cash thanks to eXp. They've got agents in 26 states, Mexico, Canada, UK, and South Africa. They're on track to sell over 300 homes this year. Let's see, already closed 162 and have 68 pending. Wow, absolutely amazing. So without further ado, my good friends, Jeff and Amanda Whitespeare, welcome to the call, guys. How you doing this morning?
That was a hell of an intro, Pat. I appreciate that.
Well, you guys have a lot of accolades there, man, and I'm proud of you guys. And tell us about Jeff and Amanda Whitespeare.
Yeah, so you said you're recording, so I'll do the PG version. How about so I met well, let's go back a little bit. I know we got some time crunch here, but I'm always open to doing these things for you, and I cannot wait to see your training facility.
Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely do a lot of training down there.
Right. So, but yeah, I would say, I mean, I'll just go back to college. I grew up in East Texas and came from, like a lot of people, unfortunately, it came from a broken home. Mom grew up in the prison system. Dad grew up in the prison system. If I didn't have a grandma at age 12, my goodness, what would happen to me? I'd probably be, in the prison system, I would assume. Not bad, 3 meals a day, whatever. Anyway. I went to college in Tyler, and that's where I met my wife, Amanda. We met in college there. I got my license when I was early 20s. When I was in college, I was running an AT&T store, area manager, AT&T store, and then I got my license and started dabbling in real estate. My first year, I sold 7 houses, all for sell by owners. That's just the route I took, and when I graduated, I was in East Texas, and it's just, I got to go to Houston. So one reason I went to Houston, she was coming down here to go to Baylor, to go to med school. So she came down here. We roomed up, and 2 weeks later, we are a couple, right? So that was, my goodness, it has to be, is it 9, 10, 12 years ago?
12 years ago.
I don't know. But every one of my buddies said, man, you got to marry her. I don't think you've ever had a prettier spouse. So I was like, well, I guess you're right. So yeah, we got married, immediately had 2 kids. We got 2 girls now. We started at KW. We were there 7 years or so. The last 4 years, we created a team. And then we started doing 100, 150, 200 transactions there at that company. And I hired a coach, my first coach. And first thing he made me do, unfortunately, was do a P&L. Never done a P&L before. And I actually realized how much I was spending being associated with a big brand like that. So what do, right? We're like, all right, man, get your broker's license. We're going to do the old fashioned independent broker model. Interviewed a few of my buddies that were independent brokers, and I was super sad to hear that they were struggling. So
I'm glad they were honest with us, though. They were like, don't do it. Like, don't do it. So I'm thankful that you didn't have that ego to say it's all fun.
One of my best buddies was Charlie Kriegel. He had about 60 agents, and I was like, he's got to be killing it in the independent broker model. He has 60 agents. So I called him. I was like, all right, man, I'm not coming over to your spot, but I am leaving. I just want to talk to you about this independent broker model. And he said, man, we're having a good time. We're making a lot of money, but man, am I spending a lot of money. It's like that. I'm so glad he said this. He said, my commissions are, if I didn't have commissions, the broker wouldn't be open. The brokerage wouldn't be open.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, goodness. I was like, man, I was so excited to open up my own brokerage. I fell, I guess God put Wilco in front of me. Wilco is sponsored by Rob Flick, and we're sponsored by Wilco. And he pitched me for probably 3 or 4 months. I interviewed with all 3 of the 6 board members. I was immediately attracted to the model because it allowed us to build a brokerage like we wanted to within a brokerage, and then we can alleviate all the headache of the liability, and we can offset a lot of our salaried positions that you would have to have in order to grow. We can offset that into the broker. So I was interested right away, but at the same time, just like most of us who's joined eXp, I thought a little bit too good to be true if this was the actual model. Yep. That was 5 years ago. So now we're on track to sell 300. Our very first $1 million GCI year was our first full year at eXp.
Wow.
I don't know what it was. I think it was probably the KV Core. I was paying for Boomtown at my previous broker, paying about $3,000 a month. Phenomenal CRM, but 40 grand a year. So I'm so thankful for my coach at the time, and Sean Kokoska. He said, you're making a lot of money, but where's this money coming? Are you profitable? And I noticed I was spending 50 grand being associated with the big brand. I was spending 36,000 on my CRM. I had a staff, I had an ISA, and I was like, my goodness, you're right, Sean. I got to get out of here. So anyway, that's my story. PG version, obviously.
What's funny is we were so hesitant about KV Core. We're like, well, if it's free, it has to be terrible, right? Like they wouldn't give us anything good for free. Like this just doesn't make sense. And I was very comfortable where I was. I was in the luxury division, and Jeff was like, we're going to go here. They have stock and we're going to make more money, and it's cloud-based. And I just pictured like a PO box and a laptop, and I'd be all by myself. And I really think that when we're talking to recruits, we underplay the collaboration, the support, and the culture we have here. And because everyone joins for a different reason, but my favorite thing about this company is the collaboration, the support, and the culture that we have. That speaks their language more than the stock and the revenue share does. And so that's my favorite thing about it. So I told him I will give it 90 days. I told my broker, save my spot for 90 days. I'll be right back. And yeah, that was 5 years ago.
Oh, wow. Time flies, right? And so also, you guys are Icon agents, right? So tell us a little about, how many years in a row have you guys been Icon agents?
Another big thing for me, I was telling her, we can get stock at the company, and if it's more than zero, it's more than what we have now. So
right.
I don't really care what it does if we're getting something, right?
Yep.
And one of the big things was obviously if you cap and then paying your post cap fee, and then typically that's about 20 transactions, depending if you're referring it or not. But the company gives you your cap back in shares of the company, all 16,000. So I was like, babe, we're based on my math. Pretty good math, right? We can get this every single year. So this is in August will be our 5th year, and we're a 5-time Icon agents. And that's a big deal. That's because huge. It's a lot more than a plaque on the wall. I'm looking at them right now. I have plaques on the wall right now from KW, from Houston Business Journal, from Wall Street Journal, whatever. Those are nice, right? But the Icon awards that I'm looking at, those are the awards that just keep on giving, right?
Yes.
Those actually, that's a value like that. My first Icon award, not to be direct here, that's a $350,000 award sitting over there.
I love it. Love it. That's huge.
Incredible. So it blew us away for sure. So the Icon program is a big deal, and it's changed our lives.
I love it. I love it. So now you said Wilco is your sponsor. Tell everybody kind of how'd you meet Wilco?
Wilco's a good old-fashioned cold caller, I guess, because I've never met the guy. He was in Dallas. I'm in Houston. He called me. He just called me at the right time, right?
Wow.
Because it wasn't like I wasn't happy where I was. It was just we were spending a lot of money, and I was just kind of looking. And I don't know how he called us, to be honest.
He's a professional soccer player. I mean, he wasn't even a rock star in real estate. So we're like, this is weird, and we don't know you, but you have a cool accent, and you called at the right time. Like, we were looking for something that we didn't even know about, right? And so his place, he would like shop on LinkedIn or top producers and things like that. And he just wasn't afraid to call people. And when I first started, I was like, I don't want a second job. We're not recruiters. That's not my thing. I'm just here to sell houses, kind of thing.
Right.
And then after we really saw the value of the company, I was like, if Wilco wouldn't have taken that time out of his day to call us, I wouldn't be sitting in this pretty house. I wouldn't be on this call with you. And so now I'm like, we owe it to other people to share the story.
Yeah, I think he has obviously a phenomenal sponsor, Rob. And Rob, Rob just said, hey, you just need to call agents that are producing, I guess, because he called us. Like I said, we met with him. He drove all the way from Dallas multiple times, like it was no problem. He met with my team, and then everybody has the story, I'm sure. But
oh yeah,
Gene came and he literally did the napkin presentation at Corner Bakery, and my whole team was there, and even a few people that I had there that I said they're on my team, but they weren't. I wanted them to shoot the model down. I was there to ensure that I had, you know, me
Someone
not
logical.
so driven in this one direction. Maybe someone that's never even seen it. And I was like, yeah, John's on my team. This guy's on my team. They weren't on my team. They were there to shoot holes through that presentation. And unfortunately, that did not happen. Not unfortunately, but that was a phenomenal. So after that, after I met with Gene and then I met with all my team, I was super hesitant to tell my team that we're moving. I assumed everyone was happy and they're going to stay. I was blown away because they were so excited that I was going in that direction. They were hoping I would do that.
Love it.
Because, you know, the buyer's agents, they get the same opportunity as the team leader. They get stock, they get revenue share, they get the KV core, they get all this technology. There's like 10 or 11 ways to get paid at eXp, and they get the same opportunity as the team leader. So they were stoked.
Love it. Love it. That's awesome. All right. So I got a few questions here for you guys. So if you could give one piece of advice to the agents about how to sell more real estate, what would that be? You know, a lot of agents are craving to sell more real estate. That's why we do these masterminds. We want to help them, you know, in their production. We want to help them grow their business. I know you guys are absolutely crushing it. You guys got to have a lot of systems. You guys are knowledgeable. You know, Houston's a big market. You know, what piece of advice for any agent, especially new agents, can you give to kind of help them, you know, increase their production and grow their business?
You want to do that one?
Yeah, sure. So I would say to be an information seeker, seek information. And then as soon as you can get some systems and processes, do it. But for me, when I first started, you know, instead of learning the hard way, I just became a buyer's agent because although you may be giving up 50% of your commission in some cases, it's kind of like just kind of paying your dues in order to get to that sweet spot. I kind of look at it like if you want to be a doctor and you want to make a 6-figure salary, right? What do you have to do that? You're going to have to pay a lot of money to go to college, and in college, you're going to learn all this stuff to be a professional and how to exactly do all this kind of stuff. 4 or 6 years of being a professional. And then once you graduate, you get that big salary. So for me, the 50% was a big deal, but at the same time, I just had the right mindset and I knew that putting that money, you know, paying that money out was, you know, worth its weight in gold, and it's kind of an investment for me. So I joined a team, but if you're not wanting to join a team or something, be an information seeker, there's so much value that eXp gives its agents.
Right.
And I hired an expansion manager because I had people, I was blown away that someone would quit eXp Realty.
Right.
I was like, I got to get an expansion manager to see why the hell these people are leaving, because it doesn't make sense to me. So
I agree.
I was very surprised that after she did it for about a month and talking to all these people that left, their number one word that I heard, they were overwhelmed with the stuff.
Yeah.
They were so overwhelmed that they didn't even know where to start. So they went down to this mom and pop shop who just threw them to the dogs, and they started, starting to call and text people. So I was like, man, that's crazy. So
when you're brand new in real estate and you join eXp, you're like, oh my gosh, eXp offers so much. It's so much, right? Yeah. But when you get situated and you get established, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so much. It's amazing. I would say, you hear this all the time, treat your business like a business. A lot of us, I know when I started, he got his license and I was like, oh, a doctor is going to work 12 hours and all my friends have 300,000 in medical, student loans, and 3% of $1 million is 30 grand. Like, this is fun, right? Like, I kind of started as a hobby of who can I, help today and what kitchen can I look at? I didn't really treat it like a business. We now have it. I can share it with you and you can share it with the group. It's called an ETA. So a lot of people, when they're new, they'll say, I'll be like, hey, what do you want to do in real estate? And they'll go, oh, I want to make $100,000. And I go, great. How are you going to do it? And they look at me like a lost puppy dog. They don't have a business plan. And so instead of calling it goals, we call it expectations for yourself. And then the targets you have to hit that. And then the actions you need to take to hit those targets, then ETA build out. And so if you say, I want to make $200,000 or $500,000, what's your price point? How many homes do you need to sell? How many of those are coming from sellers? How many open houses do you need to do? How many listing presentations do you take a month? And then if you're on track every single week, you can look and be like, I'm on track, or okay, I'm ahead for this month. And if you really check it, like you're checking your rev share and you look at that spreadsheet, if you're on point, it's the same, but it's for your business. So I'll share that with you. You can share it with the
we'll
group.
send that to you.
Yeah.
We want to provide value, right? We appreciate being on the call, but we want to provide value. So like you said, treat it as a business. So right off the bat, treat it as a business. When someone asks you, what do you do? The most annoying answers. I'm in real estate, or I'm a realtor. That pisses. No, you run a real estate company. It doesn't matter if you've ever sold a house. What do you do, Pat? Oh, I run a real estate business. I run a real estate company. And you really got to do that, because if you treat it like a business, it'll pay you like a business,
you need
right?
a business plan.
If you treat it like a hobby, it'll pay you like a hobby. And hobbies, we all know, Pat, and I'm a golfer. That costs me a lot of money to golf. Right? And so that's the two different things. You treat it like a hobby. You like to see nice kitchens. You like to do this kind of stuff. It's going to actually pay you like a hobby. It's going to cost you money. So kind of treat it like a business, be an information seeker. And then, yes, break it down. If you want to make 100 grand, that sounds great. How the hell are you doing that? How many houses in your market you need to sell to hit that? And if that's 20 houses, where are those 20 houses coming from? Is 5 open houses? Is 5 past clients? And break it down. And then at the end of the day, you're not trying to make 100 grand. You're simply trying to go on 2 listing appointments a week.
Yep.
And that's easy.
Love it.
What I love about these meetings is the things that people are learning from you for agent attraction, you can totally copy and paste for your production business. It's the same ideas. Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Love it. Good stuff. All right. So speaking of agent attraction, so if you could give one piece of advice to the agents about how to attract agents the right way, what would that be? I know there's a lot of agents out there excited. They're kind of, throwing up on these agents. You guys have done it the right way, and I know you guys are doing it the right way. How are you guys doing? I know you guys are selling a lot of real estate, connecting with a lot of agents. A lot of agents know who you guys are in your Houston market there. How are you guys attracting your agents?
There's a lot of different ways we attract agents. One, the agent on the other side of the deal.
Yep.
Right. So let's just start with production. The more houses you sell, the more opportunities you'll have to share the eXp opportunity. Right.
Love it. Love it. Yep.
So if we're selling 200-300 homes a year, we have 200 to 300 opportunities to talk about that other person's business.
Right.
And like you said, throwing up all over them. I like to say, don't EXP all over them.
Yep.
Because they don't really care. When you have a person on the other side of the deal and they were a good agent, I mean, hey, how's RE/MAX treating you, man? How's that model over there? I know the real estate industry is changing like crazy. Are you liking the changes at RE/MAX, and how's your business, man?
Ask the KW agents how they like Command.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I love that. Yeah. How's Command? Yeah.
You were a great agent. Not a lot of times I run across a great agent on the other side of the deal. Man, how's that KW treating you? How's that Command? Is that cool technology? Like, how you liking that stuff? And you already know they're going to say the Command is terrible, right? So because that's just across the board. But go ahead.
And you need to connect with your vendors too. And just my idea is be able to bring them value. Like, give them something before you ever ask for something. And I don't know if you guys read books, but Gap Selling is the most epic book I've read all year long. Gap Selling, put it on your list. You can use it for production.
Okay, I've never heard of that. Gap Selling. Okay.
It's epic. So the whole idea is I'm here and I know that I want to be here, right? We're looking for people who can see themselves outside of where they are now. There's a gap in between getting from here to here. And it's showing them, having them self-realize that it's worth going through that gap to get to the other side. And that could be having them self-realize, for us as realtors, you guys are like the gifted and talented, right? You're thinking of stock and rev share and 10 years from now in retirement. I'm thinking as a new agent, how do I go from selling 5 homes to 10 homes? How do I go from selling 10 homes to 20 homes? How do I build a team? How do I get leverage? How do I get off work at 2:00 to pick up my kids and not work nights and weekends? That's how typical realtors think. And so Gap Selling helps them kind of go, okay, you go through eXp and get the new branding and go through that gap of stuff to get to the other side. It's totally worth it. So that book will totally change your game.
Gap Selling. Okay. Everybody write that down. Gap Selling. Definitely. Okay.
For sure. I would say, paint a picture for them, what it's going to be like at eXp before you ask them. But for me, even though Wilco straight up just called us or whatever, he did it the right way, man. He was like, man, you guys are killing it down in Houston. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, have you heard about this new real estate model that's kind of, just changing the industry? And I was like, no, man, I'm super interested though. And he just kind of he did it the right way. He wasn't a car salesman, anything like that. So
yeah.
But for me, more production, more houses you're selling, more opportunities you're going to get to share eXp.
And make connections with your vendors. In real estate, we're like, when you think of real estate, think of me. If you need an electrician or a painter or an inspector, an appraiser, you call me and I'll connect you, right? You want to be all things real estate. Well, with your vendors, say, when you think of eXp, think of me. It's okay that you're not in this, but you're good at their whole business. All their clients are realtors, right? inspectors, their whole business is surrounded by realtors, lenders, realtors, right? So they've already done the hard work for you. Say, hey, if you come across someone who's just looking to level up or looking to, have a better business opportunity or looking for whatever, when you think of eXp, think of me. I'll be your go-to.
Exactly.
I would say 40% of our people, especially our big hitters, came from an insurance guy or came from a lender, or came from someone else, a title company. So definitely take advantage of that.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. Good nuggets right there. All right. So another question here. So what's one or two of y'all's goals in business and in your personal life? I know you guys just closed on your dream home. You guys paid cash for it because of eXp. That's amazing. Congratulations. So what are some of your goals? Like, what are some of your big business goals and some of your big personal goals?
Love it.
Personal goals for me, because that's easy to talk about, right? I'm opening up all these expansion teams and things like that. And that's a big deal. We're trying to change, as many lives as possible now that eXp's allows the platform to do that, right? So one of my big personal goals within the next few years is to have a second residence. Obviously we have rentals, but a second residence in Austin, Texas. I think Austin, Texas is blowing up in real estate. Tesla's coming out there. Elon's coming out there. I think the dirt in Austin is just going to explode. So if I can just get my hands on a piece of that dirt and set up shop over there and be able to, just like we're doing in Houston, out of the 800 something agents, I would say half are in Houston. And we're just trying to change as many lives as possible. I want to copy and paste the model in different markets. So that's mine.
That's awesome.
But
yeah, and I want our house to look up at the water, like just to wake up and look at the water. I think is so peaceful.
I love it. Now, where would that be? What would it be? On the ocean, the lake? Where would that be?
Lake Travis, I think is
probably lake.
Yep.
Get seasick looking at it, but so unfortunately for me, we're going to be on the lake somewhere. But that's that's our personal goals is to do that. The business goals is continue to, and not to be cliche or anything like that, but just change other people's lives, just like. To be honest, Wilco has changed our life, and to be in the spot to do that and then not do it is totally disrespecting the opportunity for me.
It's so cool that you can build a business and help others and get paid for it. Like you get to help someone and then you just happen to get paid for it. It's just crazy. It blows my mind. So yeah, we have CitySide Houston, now we have CitySide San Antonio, CitySide Corpus. We're opening up Austin, which is amazing. But now with our production, our revenue share group is called Team Legacy, because our whole thing is we want to leave a legacy, our children, generational wealth. A lot of us started kind of like from the bottom and had to build that foundation. And wow, can you imagine your kids already having that foundation? And so now we're starting a Team Legacy production group. And so it's almost a mega team with all these like badass icon agents who are running a big rev share production group. And so with our platform, with eXp, it's just the possibilities are endless.
And that's more of a goal right now. Obviously, attracting agent to the company is one thing. Getting that agent to sell a house is another thing, especially if they're brand new. Right. So we created Team Legacy as our revenue share organization. In addition to that, I would say a month ago, we created Team Legacy Production Group. That's awesome. And it's a self-organized team. We charge 15% of the commission. They can leave the group at any time. And it just, one, it turns your FLAs into FLQAs. And two, it allows them to sell houses and kind of jump right in. And they're not giving up, 50% of their commission by joining a team. They're lucky to be in our group. I already know that, but they're even more lucky to be in the Team Legacy production group because we created 10 leaders in our group, and all those 10 leaders own teams, and for the leaders, it's just one training a month, but that gives our Team Legacy production members 10 trainings a month, and
from people selling hundreds of homes. And what's
people,
we try to keep it small. We're like, everyone can invite like 1 or 2 people. We're not going to announce it because we're just figuring it out. We have no idea, right? 58 people were on our roster and our meeting on Thursday, yesterday. 58. So it's just like awesome. Mind-blowing. So.
We have our newest 5-year-old here.
Yeah, I see you got the kiddos there in the background. I love it. I love it. It's summertime. The kiddos are home. My kiddos are home too.
Not all of us are lucky like Chris and just drive around.
Right.
Without
drive around
the country all day.
Yeah.
Good morning, baby.
Hey, somebody has to do it.
That's right.
Get the travel industry back on the seat.
And when you come through Houston, pick up these kids, man.
There you go.
Okay, we'll do it. So I'm sure my son will influence them in a way that you may not like.
No, yeah, that's good. They need to get out of their bubble. They need to get pushed down. So I'm all right.
There you go. So I've got a question here. So this is in regards to real estate. So obviously the market's crazy here in San Antonio. It's crazy there in Houston. You know, I get a lot of agents calling me and they're frustrated with, you know, losing out on offers with their buyers, right? And they're like, you know, we went $30,000 over asking price. We waived option. We waived this. We waived appraisal. We, you know, waived that, you know, and they keep on asking me, like, what else can I do to make the offer more attractive to, you know, to get this house, to win this house? You know, we've looked at, you know, 50 houses, we've lost, you know, 25 houses, and my buyer's frustrated, I'm frustrated. What are some of your techniques? What things do you guys do to, you know, make your offers very attractive to, you know, to win the house? Any ideas that you could share with the group?
I think we do crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, I love it. I know you guys do. That's what I want to hear.
So we attended a training, again, giving a shout out to Sean Kokoska. He did a training, and his training was an hour and it was free, and it was how to win an offer.
And you've all heard that, right? You're like, great, it's going to be the same regurgitated stuff over.
No,
I was taking notes. I was like, this guy's crazy.
This guy does everything. So I think it's a little bit more than the price. It's the actual terms of the contract. You know, at the end of the day, I would think more people kind of just look at price, but if you can connect with that seller via your agent and things like that, it gets a little bit better. So one crazy idea that Sean had, and he said it works, and I tried it and it did work.
Oh, wow.
Is you have the seller's information. Literally, he said, go to their social media page and see what they do, see what they like, see what college they went to, see whatever. And let's just assume this seller went to A&M, and he went to College Station, he went to A&M, and he graduated. Oh no, someone kicked us out of the meeting.
Oh my God, how do I get back in?
No, you're good. Yeah, we hear you.
You're good. We got kicked out, I think.
Well,
No, you're good.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Let's see. We can. Yeah, I can see you still. I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
So let's just, like, he said, man, you have the seller's information, use that information. I was like, what are you talking about, Sean? And he's like, no, get on their social media and see what those sellers like. And let's, for example, say that this guy went to college in A&M. So when your agent and when your buyers submit their offer, just try to relate to A&M. Say something about A&M. Say something about the college. Say something about if you've seen that they're an engineer, say something about engineer. And this is a big one. If they're a veteran, say something about, you know, thank you so much, regardless of what happens with this offer, thank your seller so much for serving our country. Like blah, blah, blah. We appreciate that, you know, over everything. Hopefully you'll work with us, but at the end of the day, will you please thank your seller for you know, serving the country? And I tried that on a VA offer. I had a veteran buyer. He was a first 6 scorekeeper, master. I don't know. He was a badass. But it didn't matter. I was over 15 on offers.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you should fire me. I mean, I've done everything I can do. And then I went to that training, and I painted the picture. Every single offer we started making, I painted the picture of how this guy, you know, it serves our country, and how this guy, you know, has taken his entire life to be able to ensure that we all remain free and blah, blah, blah. And we appreciate you guys taking into consideration that he has 5 kids and a wife, and he's just trying to get to Houston as soon as possible. Unfortunately, we're 0 for 15. We're just looking for the seller that would kind of relate to that, blah, 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 blah. And I started painting the picture of this buyer on these offers. It took 2 offers to get it accepted. Wow. It was incredible. And it just happened to be the seller was a veteran, and he chose our $350,000 offer over a $365,000 cash offer. And I thought he was just BSing me. No, the agent sent it to me. He said the email and everything that you said, it didn't care about that at that point. He wanted to give a house to another veteran. So
man, that is awesome. Man, that's powerful. So now, how did you do it? Did you send them? So did you send them an email? Did you send them a Facebook message?
Yeah, no, I don't connect with the seller directly, right? I just kind of learn about the seller a little bit, and then when I write an offer, everything. And then another thing you can do, don't just send an offer and say, you know, let me know. Detail the offer. What does this offer entail? This offers this price. It's this amount of earnest money. It's this amount of option days, or I'm going to waive option. We waived our like, just break it down for them as well. But like I said, we don't contact the seller directly. I don't even think you can do that, but
use the power of videos. If you guys are not
Yeah.
using videos for recruiting, for production, for staying in contact with your sphere, videos are huge. And so like if you're a listing agent, you have 15 offers and they're all kind of about the same. The guy who did the bullet points, who had the love letter about their family, and then who did a video. Hey, this is Amanda. I'm going to be so easy to work with. My buyers have been coached. We're not going to ask for a bunch of stuff. I can't wait to work with you. I'm a real professional. That's going to just make you stand out above everybody.
yeah, one of our agents, in combo, he sent an offer and he was the same way. We're all in the same boat here. And he just did a quick little video. Hey, this is Hui. I sent you an offer. I'm in combo right now. Just want to let you know I'm super easy to work with, blah, blah, blah. That stuff is going to start standing out. But hopefully that helps. But
there's so many things.
See if you can find that Sean Kokoska training.
I'll send it to you, Pat. You can get conditionally approved with underwriting to where it only takes 2 weeks to close. So you can almost make the same as a cash offer because all of your underwriting is finished except for the property underwriting, like the appraisal and the final underwriting. So you can do that. There's some lenders I know. Louis works with one in Texas where you get pre-approved, and it's backed by JP Morgan, where you can make cash offers and then you have 6 months to refi into a regular loan.
Yeah, let's get, that all stuff is good, but reload funding, Google that, because what they're offering to the FHA buyers is to completely underwrite the file. And then the lender himself as a company is going to make a cash offer on a property.
Okay.
Once they have that cash offer and they get accepted, the buyer now has about 90 days once they close on the home to refi not refi, but to get into that loan.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big deal. So Google reload funding and get with, I would say get with, I don't know if you're a part of that or not, but I would get with Louis, what's his last name? He's out of Dallas.
I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Last one is PropStream, and there's lots of similar companies, but you can pull an entire subdivision and narrow it down based on, they've been in their home for 5 years, they have equity, they pull from Experian, they have at least a 600 credit score, it's vacant, it's an investment property, whatever particulars you're looking for, because we do this with our investors. Well, now you can do this to get listings and to get homes for your buyers. You download the whole subdivision's information, and you upload it to KV Core. And you mass text them, you mass voicemail drop them, you send them videos. Hey, I have a buyer who's only looking to live in your subdivision. There's no inventory. You text them. Hey, I just left you a voicemail. Sorry, I missed you. If you could name your price and get it, would you sell today?
Mm-hmm.
You will be inundated with off-market deals, with pocket listings, with homes potentially for your buyers. And we're already paying for
PropStream. It's $100 a month. And just like she said, and get off MLS if you keep getting beat on MLS, right? Just get off of it.
Right.
Find an address that they lost out on. PropStream will allow you to get the information of the nearest 200-300 neighbors. Download that information. Go into KV Core, mass upload that information. You just use the chat box to do it. Actually, you just say, "Hey, I have an entire list of numbers and names and email addresses. Can you please upload this to my KV Core site and hashtag it 123 Main Street?" And they'll do it for you. Once you have that information, send out a mass text or call them and say, I'm not trying to get your listing or trying to talk you into selling. I have a buyer that's 0 for 6 in this subdivision. They only want to live on your street. Have you ever thought about selling? And
when they say no, say, great. Do you have a neighbor who's thinking about selling in the next 6 to 12 months? That way it's not stressful for them, but they're putting it on their neighbor. And before especially my neighborhood, we're super nosy, right? We know who's remodeling their kitchen.
Yeah, we know.
Who has extra trash or whatever, right? So just go off market. We have the opportunity.
Love it. Okay. And you said it's PropStream?
PropStream, yep.
Yeah.
PropStream. Okay.
Like
awesome.
5,000 address pools a month. So I mean, if you guys could team up and share it.
PropStream and RedX. So REDX.
Either one of those.
That one's a little bit more expensive, but man, when if you're obviously, Pat, you're treating your revenue share organization as a business, right?
Right.
There's going to be, not to put you on the spot, there's going to be expenses to run into business. So jump in, get that PropStream, get that RedX, and the people that are swimming towards you to want help and stuff like that, say, hey, here's my login, dude, get after it.
Yep.
Here's what Jeff and Amanda do.
Love it. So now, speaking of KV Core, I know you guys are, very successful, using KV Core, your systems, you guys love systems. So tell the group a little bit about kind of, how many leads you guys are generating, really how you actually use KV Core, how powerful it is, because a lot of the agents, they get so frustrated, and I ask them, hey, are you guys using KV Core? They're like, no, I don't have it set up yet. I'm like, oh my gosh, that'll make or break you, I think, as a realtor, because that was one of the things that I got so excited whenever I left my boutique brokerage firm and I saw eXp. I saw the tools, the trainings, the systems, that I can have over here at eXp that I didn't have over at my boutique brokerage firm. And I think KV Core is absolutely amazing. And these agents just need to take the time to sit down and set it up and do the training and see how impactful it can be on their business, and how it can just explode their business. And so how are you guys using KV Core? What are you guys doing? I know you guys have a lot of systems as well too, but tell the group a little bit about your KV Core success.
Yeah, so the same thing happened when I surveyed the people that left eXp, and I surveyed my group as well. The same word came to mind when they said KV Core. They said they're overwhelmed. They don't even know where to start.
Yeah.
Core, right? And or sometimes I'm not really good with technology, and I use this all the time. Bob probably doesn't know it. I said, Bob Hayes is Pat's dad. I think he looks like he's 50, but I think he may be in his 60s or 70s. He is he's like a damn near he's a genius with KV Core. So don't tell me you can't get technology. I use it. I don't know if you know that, Bob. I say that all the time. So but KV Core, keep it simple. There is a first thing you do as an agent on KV Core is get your contacts, get their phone number, their email address. And a contact is, if you were to call them, they would say, yeah, what's up, Pat? How are you?
Yeah.
Or, hey, it's been a long time. Or maybe you may even hey, Pat told me to give you a call. Chris down there in Dallas or whatever. Anyway, all those people, and upload into your KV Core. And then you have, usually people in your phone, you probably have 200-300 contacts in your phone. And the idea behind your contacts list, let's call it some people call it a circle of influence. Some people call it a sphere of influence. But get all those people into a sheet, upload them, hashtag them SOI or COI, which is sphere of influence or whatever, and get those people on some type of drip campaign, and then just start dialing those people. You'll be very surprised how many people that know you're in real estate just based off your social media. And then once you make that connection with them and they get an email from you saying, hey, this is Jeff in real estate. I just want to remind you that I am a top producing agent in Houston, Texas. And if you ever think about real estate, think about Jeff. Hope everything is well with the family. And you do that to 200-300 people, you'll be surprised how quickly you'll start getting referrals and stuff like that. And it's a lot easier to work with someone that you have a mutual relationship with than it is to work with somebody who just clicked on an ad and somehow you got their information.
Right.
But we do that too. We're probably generating 500-600 leads a month.
Wow.
And it's not about the leads for me. I think people get it switched. They think they need to get into real estate and start getting leads. They need to get into real estate and perfect their scripts.
Right.
They need to know how to even talk to a lead before they get the lead, because people always, oh, Jeff, KV Core, you do a lot. What's your ROI on your KV Core? You're getting 500 leads. How many you're closing? Your ROI is going to be based on how good your scripts are
and your
follow-up.
Yep.
It doesn't matter the lead source. If I can go to just a crappy lead source, but once you get someone's information, it's just about what you do with that information. And KV Core allows you to cultivate that lead and grow that little lead that said, screw off, dude. I don't know how you got my information, but stop calling me.
Yeah.
You had a correct script, right? You'd be like, oh, my bad, dude. I apologize about that. For me, it's not a no. It's just a not right now, man. Do you mind if I just follow up in maybe 6 months? I won't bother you unnecessarily anything. I just want to, it's my full-time gig here, and this is how I put food on the table. Do you mind if I call you in 6 months or even next year? Would that be okay? And even if they say, oh, no, screw off, no, I don't know how you got my information. All right, man. Well, do you know anybody that I can talk to about real estate?
Yep.
Got you on the phone here. Again, full-time gig here. I'm just trying to do this, blah, blah, blah. And it's just about building that little relationship, right. and kind of being, I'm always funny with them, especially if they're rude or something. I'm like, oh man, did the Bears lose last night? What's going on? Just kind of relate to that. But so I'll give you a piece of information, Pat. And I don't care who comes. Every Tuesday at 2:00, we have a script practice on buyers on a Zoom.
Okay.
Every Wednesday at 2:00, we have script practice for sellers on a Zoom. And every Thursday at 1:00, I do basic KV Core training on a Zoom. And I don't care who the hell is on there. I'm going to be there doing that stuff anyway. So, right.
Love it. Yes. Send me that. Yes.
Team, teamlegacycalendar.com. It's simple as that. Teamlegacycalendar.com. And you'll go to that website and it'll have all the links to the Zooms and throughout the week. So
we have a team who does FSBO and expired script practice every day from 12 to 1. So I mean, scripts are huge for us. I think.
And we try to add events. Obviously we have our 3 Zooms that we do, but we try to add, if Sean is doing a Zoom on how to win a listing, we copy and paste that Zoom information. We throw it up on teamlegacycalendar.com. Like that's a good website.
Love it. Yes. And yeah, I definitely want to plug into that as well too. And I'll be there as well. So yeah. So thanks, Mark. Yeah. Teamlegacycalendar.com. He just put in the text chat right there. So yeah, teamlegacycalendar.com.
Long story short, your KV core is going to be just as good as your scripts, unfortunately. But there's every Thursday at 1 o'clock, I talk about the basics of KV core, how to generate leads, how to create text codes, how to put squeeze pages and landing pages in front of a certain audience, how to circle prospect in the neighborhood.
If you're not tech savvy and you don't want to learn just because you don't, like, I'm stubborn and I'm like, I know what I know, and that's great. Property Boost is your new best friend. It's $45. I have 4 deals under contract right now from Property Boost. Yeah. And my total, I did 2 boosts, was $90, and I'm going to make like 20 grand off the $90.
So
Property Boost.
Anybody that has KV Core, Bob probably knows, go to listings. And if there's a certain area of town that you focus on, find a listing in that certain area, click on it, and top right says Property Boost. And you probably never clicked on it, but click on it. Don't change anything. Just go down to the bottom and choose how much money you want to spend on that lead source and press submit. And usually within a couple of days, you're going to get leads from that specific property.
It's awesome. I've double-sided 2 deals also because I get the listing and then I market to these buyers. Before, if you put a house on the market, it might sit on the market for a month and you get an opportunity to get all these buyer leads. We don't have to do that now. You stick a sign in the yard and it's sold, so you don't get to get all these buyers. But with Property Boost, it's a fast way to generate the buyer leads.
That is awesome. So see, Mark just said I put 730 leads in my KV Core from Property Boost in the last 8 months. There you go, guys.
Rockstar.
There you go, guys. Right here, we've got 69 agents still on the call here, guys. There you go. If you guys want leads, this is some amazing nuggets here right here, guys. This is absolutely amazing. And I know we got about 4 or 5 minutes, and I want to kind of open it up to the group here real quick. And guys, that was amazing nuggets. My good friend Andrew, are you still here on the call? He's got a little KV Core testimonial he wants to share real quick. Andrew, take it away. Everybody unmute yourself.
Hey, I'm Andrew. I'm here in Antonio. I do KV Core training for people. And I've been just over eXp for a year. I have about 27,000 leads in my KV Core.
Oh, good.
Putting and dealing. I helped 5 people in the last week from California to Florida, North Carolina, up their KV Core. And just like you guys said, everyone said it's game changing. They said it's life changing. This is a word I just helped. When you mentioned, downloading your sphere into your CSV, you don't have to do that. KV Core does that for you. Yeah. You just click Google thing and show them how to do that. Yep. You your calendar and sync, you click and it automatically loads every one of your people that's in your calendar or on your contacts.
Make sure that's
let's see, I think we lost. Did we lose them?
Breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't know if that was my.
We had 27,000 contacts in KV Core. That's incredible.
That is crazy. All right, guys, we're going to open it up for some questions. We got about 3 or 4 minutes or so. Who's got a question for Jeff and Amanda? Don't be shy. This is your time.
Hey guys, very curious about your follow-up. You spoke about how follow-up is important, and that's something that I've always struggled with.
Yeah, so Edwin, every single lead, or let's not call it lead, every single contact in your KV Core, you need to add a task to that lead. And then every day when you wake up and you open up your KV Core like you should, that's one of the first things I do. Open up my email, open up my KV Core. It's going to have a list of all your tasks that you assigned in the past, whatever. And when you click on those tasks, it's going to open up all those contacts. And if you're doing it right, you'll click on the contact, and every single thing that you've ever spoke about will be in the timeline. And the task will be, it'll, whatever the task is, you'll have, you'll be able to build immediate rapport when you're calling back that lead because of the timeline. So every single contact in your thing, just assign some type of task to them where they're not, obviously they're going to get dripped on with emails, text, video campaigns, all that kind of stuff, but they need to hear Edwin's voice. You got to talk to those people as well, because they could be on a drip campaign, on a buyer. I've even done it. They could be on a buyer drip campaign and they're a seller lead, you know? So you gotta call those people. So I would go in, and it's going to take some time, but like I said, this is a full-time business here, right? So go in there and assign tasks to every single lead source to call and text them. And then every day, you'll pull up your KV Core, and KV Core will categorize those tasks for that day. So, and then once you get off that task and you talk to them and they said, hey man, not ready for 6 months. Okay, add a task. Last we spoke, he's not ready for 6 months. And KV Core 6 months later is going to remind you to call him or text him. So,
and take advantage of the mass texting, because for me, if I forget about the task or it says I have calls to make and I get busy, I'll do little things like you might do. Have a great weekend. It's Father's Day weekend. Hope you guys do something fun. Or happy Friday. We made it. I hope everything's going okay. I'll send it to 2,000 people. It doesn't matter who they are. It's Friday, right? And so just find something general that's relatable of, hey, I'm touching base.
Love it. Love it. Good stuff. Good nuggets right there. All right. We've got time for about one more question. I know it's about 9:55. Who's got one more question for this power couple here real quick?
I've got a quick question for Jeff.
Yeah. What's up, Kevin? Good to see you, buddy.
hey, Kevin,
Jeff, are you a Packer fan?
maybe, I don't know. You tell me, man.
The Brett
That's-
Favre.
So I'm a Brett Favre fan. When I was a kid, my grandma, I guess she found a deal at Marshall's. She got me all this Packers stuff when I was a kid. And then so I just started watching the Packers, and obviously I fell in love with Brett Favre, the gunslinger, and then I've just been a Packer fan ever since. So
That is awesome. Love it. Love it. Well,
That's
guys,
fair, Jeff.
yeah.
what's that again?
I said that's fair.
Yeah, no, everybody's like, oh, you live in Texas and you're a Packer fan? Yeah, good for you, dude. I'm like, oh, there's a story behind that.
Yeah, there's a story. That's too funny. Too funny. Man, well, hey, good stuff. I definitely respect everybody's time. We got about 4 minutes or so until leadership. Guys, that was an amazing interview. We are recording this. We'll definitely get this over to you guys whenever Ian downloads it. But man, powerful nuggets. Absolutely amazing. And can't wait to mastermind together and take it further, whatever. But man, you guys inspire me. You guys are an amazing couple. I love what you guys are doing, and I love your success. You guys definitely deserve it. And you guys are true leaders, at eXp and definitely in the industry and definitely in your market there in Houston. So great interview. Hey, you guys go out and have a fun weekend. Jeff, happy Father's Day. Go play some golf today or go play some golf tomorrow.
Oh, 2 o'clock. Funny you say that.
There you go. Well, I was going to say, what time's your tea time? 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
There
2
you go.
o'clock. Very important meeting.
Love it, baby. Love it. Love it. Well, hey, guys, I appreciate everything. Thanks so much for your time. I respect your time and love what you guys are doing. Love you guys, man. And this was absolutely amazing. The text chat is just blowing up right now saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So good job. Good nuggets, man. You guys go out and have a fun weekend. Thanks so much for everything. Keep in touch, guys. Love you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye, guys.